Here is the good news story of this week. It's a group from China that is currently here, hanging out with the kids in Laventille. Why? It's all about steel band business. This is the Success Village Laventille School Steel Orchestra. We will get to the details of that after. Let me welcome my guest, first of all, who is looking very energized this morning. I am surprised he is because they had a big to-do yesterday with a lot of changes. Let me welcome Michael Cooper. Michael, how are you?
I am fine, and good morning. Good morning, everyone. And Rennie, thank you for having me here.
I thank you so much for coming in, Michael. Let's talk about what is going on here. What is going on here is a big deal. The Ritan High School of Beijing, one of the few schools in China with a steel orchestra, is here in Trinidad and Tobago. I need you to give me briefly how that came about, and then let's talk about what after that we will talk about what happened yesterday and so on.
Sure. Well, my company, Panland, Trinidad and Tobago Limited, we have been breaking our necks to break through in some of these major markets.
Just that folks be very clear, Panland, you are a developer of the steel pan itself?
Yeah, we are manufacturers.
Manufacturers of it, that's right. Manufacturers of it. You've been trying to break into different markets. You got this opportunity in China. Tell us how that came about.
Yes, well, over many years, we visited China from as far in 2010 at the Expo, and we did a symposium, the Music Educators Conference there. We exhibited. And in 2014, when the Prime Minister visited China, I was on that delegation also. And we did a presentation to the embassy because that trip, one of the highlights of the trip was the opening of Trinidad and Tobago's embassy in Beijing. And we did a presentation, Panland did a presentation to the embassy as a sort of gift, semi-gift to open. So we were center stage, at that event. And of course, we have been trying to forge links and so on. The ambassador who has been there, he's presently, very recently not there anymore. We have been able to make some connections in China and have quite a lot of discussions. These things take quite a long time to really gestate. And,
overnight sensations always take years of work.
Very true. Yes. So just recently, I'm talking about June, we shipped our first, significant order, major order to China. And this relationship has blossomed, and we are expecting a lot of things from it. Coming out of that, the Ritan High School in Beijing, who have been playing, they have a school steel band, which is very rare in China. They expressed interest in coming to Trinidad to witness a steel band event, hair pan. If you just decide to hop on a plane and come to Trinidad anytime, just like that, the hair pan is likely that you would not hear any.
This is from China.
Yes.
It's a long hop.
Yes. So we had been talking, and the biggest thing on the calendar, pan-wise, is our street parade in Laventille. I'm the chairman of the foundation there, so it's our 18th year. So I suggested to them that they come for that. And lo and behold, they flew in on Friday night, and they are leaving tomorrow morning. So they just come for the weekend to witness this. And what we have done for them is we had a demo yesterday morning to give them an idea of how the pans are made and that sort of thing at our factory. Well, last night they were there. The kids were very tired. You would imagine
it's jet lag.
And then they went to Maracas yesterday, and they're trying to get everything into this 2 days. So this morning, one of the things which I considered very, very important was to establish a relationship, school to school, and of course country to country, but at that level, student to student, teacher to teacher, school to school. And Success Laventille, they are they have been doing well representing us.
And they're well traveled. They went to Cuba, I think it was last year.
Yes, they are very well accomplished school and well organized, and they are, you know, they are geared for that sort of thing. They are set for that sort of thing. So
Yes.
it was an easy mix, easy match rather. And of course, I am a little Laventille biased. So
that's all right.
Of course, that's my school, you know. So we hooked that up.
Success Village.
Success Laventille High School, Secondary School. And what we planned, and at fairly short notice, is this evening, Success Laventille will be hosting the high school, Witten High School, and in a sort of workshop, exchange of music, exchange, you know, and teaching sort of thing.
Well, that is what I wondered about. With them being here, this is the Witten High School, they get a chance to have the kids with the kids. Yes. That's about its best, you know.
Right.
The teachers can get in there and say, okay, this is how we do this. Yes. But kids on kids, they get to really share stuff.
Yes. That's right.
And I think it's a great opportunity, even though these kids at the Success Village, the Steel Orchestra there, they have been around, they have been outside, but they also get a chance to show off.
Yes. What I am hopeful for, because my experience with the pan in China is that it's at a fairly early level, even in playing and understanding and so on. So it is an educational trust, so to speak, and I expect that our students, our schools, will really pass on a lot of information and that sort of thing, so that we will place ourselves in a position which we have to be of the source of anything that has to do with the steel band and pan and so on. And it's an outreach. We're trying to develop China.
Speak to how difficult, if at all, how difficult has it been? How difficult has it been getting a pan outside of Trinidad and Tobago?
To get one,
to get not the steel pan, not you know, you as part of Panland is what I'm talking about. You're looking for markets to export your product to pan. How difficult has that been? How receptive? I'm trying to understand how far-reaching has the influence and the impact of steel band had reached. I mean, you're all the way in China. That's a long way out, and that's a good statement.
Yeah. Well, the steel pan is a niche, a small niche market in the wider world. You know, it is widespread, but very slight.
Small niche.
If you know what slight pepper is about, right? So what has actually happened is you have pan in practically every country on the planet. You have pan activity. You have people with pan knowledge and resources. But in terms of taking traction, there are a few countries where you have like the pan in schools, and you have programs, and you have a significant educational trust. But to say that it is widespread, we can say it is spread wide. Okay. In terms of ourselves, we have quite a number of good people in Trinidad and Tobago who have been doing a lot of good work out there in getting the pans going out and reaching out to countries all over the world. We have a number of companies doing that. So, yes, we can say that we can sell a pan here and there, but in terms of a major breakthrough, where you have a lot of major export, we haven't had that sort of big.
Well, it takes time, and I am moved because what it allows you to do also is to have the kids, young folks already getting involved in this. That's about the best PR you can get.
Yeah.
I know I distracted you just for a moment there because we multitask inside of here. Sure. I was actually getting on to someone that you know very well. He's on the line with us. Robert Hernandez is with us. Good morning to you, Mr. Hernandez. How are you?
Good morning, dear Mr. Bishop. I'm fine, thank you.
It is good to have you here, Mr. Cooper. You know Michael. He's here. Yes. So we're talking about, and we have not gone into what he did yesterday yet. We were just talking about the efforts of Panland primarily. You have spent a lot of time with the group, the Success Village Steel Band. Tell us a little bit about these kids and what they've been doing. I mentioned to our listeners earlier, my earliest awareness of them was when the trip to Cuba was embarked upon. But tell our listeners, for the uninitiated, make clear what these young people have been doing, and it has been fantastic.
Well, it's a great group. They are very dedicated to their studies and also to the steel band in the school, the Success Stars Pan Songs. Under the principal there, Ms. Hamida Bash, you just mentioned that we made a very successful cultural and educational exchange trip to Cuba in October last year. They are back here now, and they are back to their studies and the steel orchestra. And this opportunity that presented itself to us with regard to Mr. Cooper inviting secondary school students from China that are also part of a steel orchestra, we saw this as an excellent opportunity to cross-pollinate and continue to fertilize the experiences that our students at Success Laventille Secondary School would have. And it is hoped also that because they are teachers coming with these Chinese students, that our principal and teachers from the Success Laventille Secondary School will be able to have a discussion on the various methods that are done in China with regard to teaching, not just music, but teaching in general. So that is part of our objective later on today.
We are talking about Michael Cooper. One of the areas that I know is a big job for you is this area of housing, and I'm curious. Hosting 23, an entourage of 23. That is a big endeavor.
Well, it's a big endeavor, but I think because of the shortness of the trip,
thank God it's only a weekend.
They are all at the Hilton, and they are doing quite well.
From a creative standpoint, Robert, and for the kids yesterday, how was yesterday? I'm going to get in the organizational part of it with Michael in a moment, but how was it for the kids yesterday?
Well, it was great. They did participate in the parade, although they were stationary. But it was a very good experience for them to come out and be part of a street festival within the community. There was a lot of good feedback. I personally was out there. I represent the Highlander Steel Orchestra here in Laventille. And we are a community band. And in my travels up the main road during the festival, I met quite a few people who commented on the Success Stars Pan songs and how wonderful they sound as they play their repertoire.
And from an organizational standpoint, I understand you had a very interesting day yesterday, Michael, because my next guest is going to be the Minister of National Security, and I understand he was there equally yesterday. But not only did the Rattan High School get a feel of that festival that you have yesterday and the chance to hang out with the kids, but they got a little taste of Trini business, yes, which is to say that they had a little rain, they had a little outage.
I wouldn't say a little rain. I think it was a lot more than a little rain.
Oh, okay, heavy downpour yesterday.
Yeah,
yes.
the rain. Well, not so much the heaviness, but it was consistent for quite a while, and it held everything back. Pan's not going to come up on the road with rain falling.
Right.
I think the biggest hit that we got yesterday really was the electricity. And it was the first year, we have been doing this thing. This is the 18th
18 years
that we have done it. And very, very safe, very incident-free event, fun event. Yesterday we had, eventually I think we would have had about 25 bands who participated. All the big bands were there. But it's the first year that we had Pan by candlelight,
That's innovative.
It was dark.
Necessity is the mother of invention. That's the next album the Steel Pan needs to put out. Pan by candlelight.
And but it was really, really a nice experience because you don't need any electricity for Pan.
That's right.
That's right. The sound really took over.
I'm going to get to Robert on the future plan for the kids in Success Village in a moment. I just want to ask you today, what is going to happen with the contingent that's here from Britain High School all the way from Beijing, China? What is going to happen today before they fly out tomorrow?
Well, today the main event, they had some other sightseeing this morning, but the main event is this afternoon with the Success Laventille Secondary School.
Give me a time and let's invite some of our listeners to come in there.
Yes, between 4 and 8.
Between 4 and 8 p.m.
Yes, they will be sort of interchanging, and we expect that the two groups can get together for a performance at the end of the session.
AKA a jam down.
Well, let's hope so.
Yes.
I think the kids are looking forward to it. Yes, maybe about 7:30 or so. We are hopeful that we can pull it together.
I hear that. Robert, let's talk about these young ambassadors briefly. I mean, they have been traveling. They've been carrying the Trinidad and Tobago cultural flag. Do you change out? Are these kids like new members coming in, or is it the same contingent that you keep together to hold this steel band going?
No, we do have every year at the school, when we have an intake of freshmen, we try to get students interested in music, in particular playing the pan, and we do get a few every year coming in. So the group is a cross section of first formers, second formers, third formers, fourth formers, and fifth formers. And we also have some of the graduates who come back and provide leadership and training. So it's a nice cross-section of students ranging in ages from 13 to about 16, 17 years old.
That is the age that we need to keep them occupied. I'm happy to hear that. Give a website where folks could go up and find out more about the steel band that you have there in Laventille, please, Robin.
Yeah, well, if anyone could just Google Success Laventille Secondary School or Success Stars Pan Songs, it would take you straight to the link that you could get all the information. And I just want to point out that our students that participate in music and pan at the school, we have just about every year one or two of them that would continue their studies in music at either UE or the University of Trinidad and Tobago. So they do come into the school, learn music, and select music as a profession when they leave. Which is very good for us.
There is nothing more we can ask for. And I can only thank you, Robert Hernandez, for taking the time to be with us and talking about these young men up there. And I truly appreciate what you're doing with the young kids, okay?
Thank you very much, and a good day to you.
I thank you very much. Have yourself a good day. Michael Cooper, who is with Panland, they are the ones who are doing the manufacturing of the pan. A lot of schools, I'm sure, would like to take the advantage to come and see exactly how the whole process is done and to find out more about Panland. Tell them how they can do that, please.
Well, we try to accommodate that, but it's quite inconvenient for the tours every time. So we try to limit as much as possible. And
I'm trying to get you business over there. You go like, don't crowd me over there.
Crowding, it tends to be a bit of a problem. But we accommodate. You know, like over this vacation, we have had some of the camps, the youth camps, and so on, come and visit, and because we have to really stop and do a demo for them, so they can really understand what is taking place.
That's taking a little time.
Yeah.
But the 18 years of having that street festival you do is something to be complimented. The fact that you're able to get Britain High School all the way from Beijing, China here, because of course anybody can be interested in coming. You need someone to actually put the plans in place.
That's right.
And as you said, you made the trip out there with the cultural exchange in order to sow the seed. And it takes a little time, but keep trucking at it. I appreciate what you're doing.
Well, I feel very encouraged, actually, because that link has been made, and you see some movement, some positive movements, and that has already converted into something tangible with our first order being shipped out and so on. So we expect rather, that this is going to continue, and we'll reap the rewards of it.
I hear you. And we will. The nation will, as a matter of fact.
Obviously.
Michael Cooper, thank you so much for taking the time to come in this Sunday morning. I truly appreciate it, man. Great to see you.
Well, thanks for having me. And once again, we are going to keep the flag flying and just keep pushing and see how far.
Another unsung hero and your company is something that, that's why I ask you, is there a website folks can go up to? Okay, I'm not giving you the crowd, just I'm putting them on the website. It's a lot easier.
There is a website. Our website is Panland TT.
Panland TT.
PanlandTT.com.
PanlandTT.com.
Yes.
Folks can go up and find out more. All right.
Yes.
I thank you so much, Michael. You have a wonderful day. Have a great
Thank you,
Sunday.
Rennie.
Thank
Thanks
you
for
so
having
much.
me. Yeah.
You're working inside Brunch from 107.7. We promise you the Minister of National Security, the Honorable Edmund Dillon. He will be joining us when we return inside Brunch on this rainy Sunday morning.